Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. Starting March the 1st, Swift Current residents will be paying more on their utility bill as power rates are set to increase. July 7th will be an exciting evening at the iPlex in Swift Current as the Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame honors another group of inductees. Winters in Saskatchewan offer an array of opportunities for outdoor activities. And as you plan to take advantage of the outdoor rinks and other favorite pastimes, dressing for the weather is key for all ages, especially when wind chill factors come into play. Thanks for joining us here today. Utility bills will be going up as of March the 1st, thanks to another power rate increase. Starting March the 1st, Swift Current residents will be paying more on their utility bill as power rates are set to increase. Apartment dwellers will see an increase of $2.60 per month, $4.25 per month for the average home, and $5.70 per month for a larger residence. Meanwhile, commercial properties will experience an average increase between 3.5% to 3.6% of their total annual billing. An increase which city officials are saying falls in line with SaskPower's overall provincial rate hike.
Late last year, I believe in August, SaskPower had applied for a 5% rate increase to the Saskatchewan Rate Review Panel. That was reviewed by the panel, and the recommendation to the provincial government was to reduce that 5% request down to a 3.5% request, which was ultimately approved by Cabinet and is now being implemented. So at Light and Power, we keep our rates the same as SaskPower, and in order to ensure equity between all electrical customers in Saskatchewan and keep us in a competitive position for attracting business or residents.
The power rate increase will take effect on City of Swift Current utility bills in March.
Everything's been done that could be done to try and keep it, so it's just progress, they call it.
For over 12 years, Southwest TV News has provided the visuals for the defining moments in our community. Support your community and help us to continue our work. Support our sponsors by watching the ads on YouTube and by clicking the ads on our website. Pennies per click, which will help us continue to bring you the award-winning news coverage you've come to expect from Southwest TV News.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame has announced its inductees for 2018, and it includes a few familiar faces. July 7th will be an exciting evening at the iPlex in Swift Current as the Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame honors another group of inductees. In the player category, 3 inductees have been selected, including Shaughnavan's own Haley Wickenheiser, along with Ron DeLorme and the late Bill Hickey. The late John Kelly Levering will be inducted in the builder category, while Lyle Wilhelm is in the spotlight for his work as an official. The grassroots category will have 2 honorees, including Swift Current's own Larry Johnson and the late Dennis Lepke. And the 1987-88 Notre Dame Hounds will be inducted into the Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame this year in the team category. More information on the 2018 induction dinner will be released in the coming weeks from the Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame. Well, with still several weeks of winter ahead of us, you're being reminded to take care when outdoors and know the signs of frostbite. Winters in Saskatchewan offer an array of opportunities for outdoor activities. And as you plan to take advantage of the outdoor rinks and other favorite pastimes, dressing for the weather is key for all ages, especially when wind chill factors come into play.
You know, we need to be, even in this modern day with polar fleece garments and all kinds of insulation and that, we need to take the winters seriously. We often talk about frost nip. Well, this is a kind of a mild form of frostbite where the skin kind of freezes, but the flesh underneath doesn't. It gives you kind of maybe a painful tingling or a burning sensation, and it's sort of nature's kind of little heads up that, hey, you're in a dangerous situation. You should seek get indoors or warm up those parts of your anatomy that seem to be hurting a bit. And then of course there is frostbite, where it's a much more severe condition, where both the skin and the underlying tissue or fat or muscle or bone actually do freeze. And we often, in seeing in those situations, you get kind of a white or a waxy, kind of a hard to touch kind of feeling. And sometimes there's no sensation, and that's the problem, is that people are just, their flesh is frozen, but they aren't necessarily feeling the pain that goes with it. And clearly there are issues there, and people should be attended to, first aid, or even bring them to medical facilities to have that looked after.
And if you're planning a road trip, be prepared with an emergency kit, a fully charged cell phone, and be informed of the weather forecast in advance, as the weather can change quickly on the prairies.
Don't be surprised by the weather. Know what's ahead of you and take precautions. And the other thing, when we're traveling, I always think it's good news, a good sort of a piece of advice, is to let others know where you're going. So if you're planning a trip to to Rosetown or to Regina or Saskatoon, it's good to let people ahead know that you're coming, and that when you're leaving, when you're expecting to arrive, so that if there are any weather issues along the way, they can feel that that maybe some extra attention is needed if people are not arriving on time.
By taking a few simple precautions, you can make the most of the winter season, whether you're enjoying the great outdoors or taking a day trip out on the roadway. For over 12 years, Southwest TV News has provided the visuals for the defining moments in our community. Support your community and help us to continue our work. Support our sponsors by watching the ads on YouTube and by clicking the ads on our website. Pennies per click, which will help us continue to bring you the award-winning news coverage you've come to expect from Southwest TV News.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.